Now, the reality for most new resellers, including myself, is not having any extra cash on hand or not having a big enough budget to get your first pieces of inventory to get your business going. So I can speak from experience, because when we first started about 10 months ago, we had little to no extra cash for sourcing. So we had to get creative. What we did is we went on Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Craigslist, anywhere where we can find free inventory. We were even driving around like on garbage days in certain neighborhoods and see if people were leaving things along the side of the curb. We wouldn't go dumpster diving, but we would go check on the side of dumpsters and stuff like that. Now, to give you a little sneak peek, we did find something next to a dumpster that ended up making us our biggest profit to date. So that's going to be in today's video as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But we would then get these items and sell them either locally on Facebook, or we would sell them on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. Now, we still struggle with some of these things today, and to be honest, we completely ran out of things to list online, and all the money that we do have for sourcing is currently tied up in inventory. So with all that being said, we're going back to our roots today. We're gonna go make a free Facebook Marketplace pickup. We actually have an item inside that we're gonna sell to someone locally here as well off of Facebook Marketplace, which is going to give us a little money to thrift. So I don't know if we're gonna thrift in today's video, if I'm gonna put any of that footage in there, but we're definitely gonna use that cash. That is if the buyer does show up. You know how flaky Facebook Marketplace can be. So the plan is to go do this pickup. Hopefully we can find some good items in there, and then hopefully this buyer ends up meeting us locally here so we can get some extra money for thrifting. And then, like I said, we did find a item next to a dumpster. Now, here at the RV park, we do have a dumpster here, which is pretty nice. We offload the stuff that we don't want there. Like when we do these big free Facebook Marketplace pickups, we just cherry pick the things that we want. We donate the rest, and all the stuff that is like truly trash, we just go right over here and throw it into the dumpster. And a lot of times, since this is an RV park and a lot of people are going in and out of here all the time, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll get stuff that's still good. They'll leave it sitting next to the dumpster in boxes. That way other people can take it if it's still good. So that's where we find a lot of our free items, next to the dumpster here. And a couple of weeks back, we did find an item that I couldn't believe I found sitting there. We went ahead and listed it on eBay, and it took, I think, like a month, maybe 2 months at the most, to sell on eBay, and this made us a crazy profit. So I'm going to show you that here in a bit as well. Now, I tell you all of this because if you're on the fence and you're thinking about starting an online reselling business, I want to show you that it's definitely possible with little to no money, just by doing some of these free pickups and just by having a little hustle and determination. Trust me, if I can do this, you can definitely do it. So I want to show you how we do it, so maybe you can get some ideas and go ahead and get started. So we're going to go ahead and get started with that free Facebook pickup. We're actually going to head out now. There was 1 or 2 things that I saw in their post that made me interested in going. Hopefully there's a couple of other good items in there worth listing, but let's head over there now and see what we find. All right, so let's see what we have inside the boxes here. Honestly, I haven't even looked. I did see that he was giving away this right here and then a couple of other DVD players. But as far as what's inside this box, I have no clue what he gave us in here. So we're gonna go through this together and kind of see if there's anything in here worth listing. If not, we're gonna just donate or trash whatever is not worth keeping. So that's box number 1. And then there's this computer here, this tower. I don't know if it's worth parting out or anything on eBay, but we'll definitely check that out. So here's another thing that we're gonna look into there. And then I think in the back here we have the DVD players, and hopefully these things are worth listing because we definitely need some inventory to list right now. I don't know if they work or not, but that's something we're gonna test as well. So here they are. We'll look into them individually here in a second. And then we have one more box here. It looks like kitchen stuff. Here's some knives. I don't know what brand that is, but we'll check it out here in a second. Again, we're trying to list things that are at least $15 in profit. But if we can get, what's that, some Oreos? We got some, obviously I'm not eating these things. I don't think those are good anymore, but we got some Oreos in there if we get hungry during this video. But there's a lot of stuff here, man. That's why we like going on Facebook and picking up these free things. But let's go ahead and get this closed up and take a look at what we have here. So let's just start off with the DVD players here. So this one is a ViewSat digital satellite receiver. This one we could go ahead and test. We'll just plug this in inside and see if it's working, and then we'll go ahead and look it up. And then we have another ViewSat, so the same brand as that one. This one right here, this is the reason why we made that pickup, because this is one that he had in the picture, and I looked it up, Yamaha graphic equalizer GE30. I actually saw some selling for like $150. Again, I don't know if this works or not, and I'll have to do more research on exactly what this is, but this is something I'm definitely going to plug in and see if it at least powers on. So this might actually be worth some good money and worth this whole pickup here. So we'll go ahead and comp this here in a second. And the last one is this one. It looks like the brand is Arirang DVD player, MIDI karaoke MP4 DVD CD and MP3 player. Again, this feels really lightweight. It doesn't feel like high quality or anything. So again, these might just end up in the donation pile once we go back over to Savers. So that's it as far as the electronics go. We have this decorative switch plate. This is pretty cool for a kid's bedroom. So this one might be pretty cool. This might be worth listing. We'll check that one out. And then let's just do a quick search through here. I can't imagine there's anything too good in here. A button-up shirt, some joggers, some sweats here. We have a clock, Shuggy clock. And then we have like a little teapot thing. I'm not gonna go through this whole thing, but I'll see if there's anything in there that might be worth some value. We have a little hat here, not in the best shape, so that's gonna be donated. Let me just see if anything stands out. Pots and pans, another hat. Hey, we got some bubble wrap. We can always use bubble wrap. This looks like it was a cup for a wedding or something. The most valuable thing here is probably the bubble wrap. Some cups, some more bubble wrap there, a little griddle type of thing. This is pretty nice. We might actually use this for personal use. This is always good to have, and it does feel pretty sturdy and heavy duty, so we might just end up hanging on to that to keep for ourselves. Some more pots and pans, and the rest of this stuff is also just pots and pans. Another light switch, and what is this? Texas Instruments. This doesn't look like it's one of the good ones, but Texas Instruments TI-80. It doesn't power on, so it might need some batteries. So nothing too good in this first box here besides a couple personal use items. And then let's just check out these knives real quick here, see if these are, imagine if they were like Cutco or something, but I highly doubt it. I don't even think I see a brand on these things. Miracle Blade, World Class, Rockin' Chef. Whatever brand that is, we'll go ahead and look that up. Can't imagine it's worth anything, but there is the block that comes with it. We got a mouse and an adapter of some kind. So again, most of the stuff's probably gonna be personal use. I'm hoping that this bottom one right here is gonna be worth some money. And by the way, we didn't go out of our way too much to pick this stuff up. We're already going out that way anyway to go grocery shopping. And it was like 5 minutes away from where we were going. So it's not like we had to go out of our way too much to get all this stuff. In the past, I would have probably listed all these things just to have eBay listings in our store, but we're not doing that anymore. We're only listing high quality stuff in our store. So far, none of this stuff is going in to the eBay store. And then we'll look in this last box here. It looks like a bunch of pots and pans and dishes and stuff like that. And a pack of Oreos. We got this whole bag right here full of cookies. I don't know if I trust eating those, so we'll just put those right here. And I don't think there's anything in here. No, this is just a bunch of pots and pans, some plates, WCL, made in China. So we're probably just gonna end up taking all these to Savers, get our 20% coupon. So let's go ahead and look up this little tower here, which I don't think is gonna be worth anything. and then we'll go ahead and look up that Yamaha thing down there and see if that's worth anything. So out of all these items, 3 of them were actually worth listing. A couple of these actually surprised me. The first thing that we listed was this Lenovo tower. After looking up sold and active comps, we decided that we can list it right around $98 with free shipping. And so far it already has 56 views and 3 watchers. So I'm assuming that this thing is going to sell within the next couple days, bringing us in somewhere around a $40 profit. And then the knives that I thought were not going to be worth anything, I almost threw these out. They're the Miracle Blade World Class Knife Set. So after looking up comps on these, they're actually selling almost at 100% sell-through rate. And we currently have them listed at $53.58 plus shipping. Right now they only have 1 view, but I'm okay with these sitting around for a while, especially because they were free and they don't take up a lot of space. And again, this is the reason why we did this pickup. I knew this one was going to be pretty decent. This Yamaha equalizer, after running comps, we listed it right at $119 plus shipping. So far it has 6 views. Again, this is a bigger item. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to sell. So with all 3 of those listings, we're somewhere around $270. Obviously that's not all profit, but it should bring in some decent profit once they all sell. So not a bad pickup on that one. I definitely think that was worth the drive over there. So we got 1 success on Facebook Marketplace so far. Supposedly this buyer for this thing that I'm going to sell here is ready to go. They do want to meet up. So let's see if we can go 2 out of 2 today on Facebook, get this thing sold so we can have a little bit of thrifting money. So let me head inside and grab this thing and show you what we're selling. We have this right here. This is a poker set that I've had. It's actually my personal one. I've had this for like 8 or 9 years. It's been under my couch and I haven't used it. And we actually have it listed right now on eBay for $29. But honestly, this thing is heavy and I really don't want to deal with the shipping on this thing. This guy offered me $20 on Facebook Marketplace, so we're just gonna go ahead and accept it. We're gonna get that $20 in cash and we're gonna use that to re-thrift. So I'll definitely take it. So let's go meet up and get this thing sold. So how you doing?
Good.
This probably doesn't look right walking up with the suitcase, huh? Looks a little suspicious.
Look around, look around.
Yeah, right. You can check it out if you want. There it is right there. Hey, I appreciate it. If you want to check it out, the keys are in there, the little chips are all in there.
Oh, that's good, man. The nice ones.
Yeah, those are the heavy ones too. I just haven't used it in a while. It's been under my couch, so figured I'd get something out of it at least, you know.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, all right, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Drive safe, all right?
You too.
Yeah, thank you. So we're back home now. Today must be our lucky day because we went 2 for 2 on Facebook. We're now $20 richer. The plan is to go ahead and use this money to go over to Savers. We want to buy at least a handful of items that are going to make us at least $100 in profit. That is the goal. So we're going to head over to Savers. But before we head over there, I want to show you this item that we found next to this dumpster over here. So we were coming here to throw something away, and I always make it a habit to look inside and around the dumpsters. I ended up finding this mirror here for like a Dodge pickup. The mirrors were still in good condition. They weren't cracked. All the plugs and connectors were still intact. So we brought this home, got it cleaned up, and listed on eBay. We found it on December 7th, and exactly 2 months later, on February 7th, this part sold for $240 plus shipping. We had it at $299, but we accepted a best offer. We actually made a little bit of money on the shipping as well. So this ended up being about a $240 or $230 profit after all fees and shipping was taken out. So that was definitely a crazy item to find here next to the dumpster. Hopefully this motivates you to go out there and find some items to resell online. Not having any money shouldn't be a barrier or an excuse to not go ahead and get started. If you really want to make this happen, there's definitely a way to do it. So go out there, try to find some items to resell. It doesn't matter where you get them at. Talk to friends and family, drive around, see what you can find out there on the curb. But this is definitely possible for anybody out there. And as soon as that money does hit our account, we're gonna go ahead and take some of that money out and reinvest it back into inventory. But for now, we only have this $20 to work with. So we're gonna head over there now and try to find some profitable items to flip online. Now, this is why I prefer going to Savers over Goodwill, because you do get that 20% coupon anytime you donate something. So the first section that I always go to is the clothing section, and I always head over to the pants rack here. So I started looking through there, but first they do have hats hanging right over the pants. So I started searching through here. I'm always looking for fitted hats. There's a tailor-made hat here. It was a bit stained. I know it's a little out of the frame here, but it was a bit stained, so I went ahead and passed up on that one. But I'm always looking for fitted hats, specifically the 5950 from New Era. So that's what I'm looking for here. Most of these are just like the baseball cap style hats. Over here, I do end up finding one. It's not that one here. I ended up finding a minor league baseball hat. They were only asking $2.99. It was a bit dirty. It was full of like dog hair and stuff. I did Google Lens and I did an eBay search on the hat. I couldn't find what team it was. I tried multiple different ways of finding it out, but I just couldn't find it. So after spending some time in the pants section, here's what I came up with. Before I headed out, this tie right here caught my eye. I decided to check it out, but it wasn't worth anything at all. I think it was only selling for like $7.99 free shipping. So I passed up on that and I went over to the shirt section. Right here, I actually found one. This is the brand Cool. You might be familiar with it. I have picked it up in a few of my other videos. This one is a size large and they were only asking around $3 for it. Then I found some Tommy Bahamas. I know this is a popular brand. I've never bought this one before, but this was a really good size. I think it was like a 3 or 4X. So I put that in the cart to check it out for later. And right behind it, another one here for only $3.49. Again, I'm not too familiar with this brand, but I decided just to put it in the cart to go ahead and check it out later. I wanted to give you a quick scan of the store here. We got here right when it opened at 9 and you can see how empty it is. So I pretty much have this whole section to myself. I found this Harley Davidson shirt. This was a really cool design. It was all polyester, so it was really soft. They were asking $8.49. You can see at the bottom here, once I do scan down, there is a stain right there by the buttons. But this design was really cool. I tried to search all over the place and I couldn't find a similar comp for that one. But you'll see at the end of this video if I decide to pick it up. I headed over to the counter section trying to look for any eyeglasses, any Ray-Bans, Oakleys, anything like that. I didn't find anything there. They also had a bunch of jewelry. And honestly, I know zero about jewelry, but I was just scanning through here to see if anything caught my eye. There were some watches down here, some Fitbits, some other watches down here. But again, this is not my area that I usually look in, so I didn't pick anything up there. Here's what my wife ended up finding. She has a whole cart full of plush and some other stuff. Here's a whole mess that I picked up. Some Samsung speakers that I still haven't looked up yet. A remote there, and then here's a whole stack of shirts that I still need to go ahead and look through. So we're gonna head out of here and go home and I'll show you what we actually ended up picking up. All right, so we're back from Savers now. We did get a handful of some pretty decent items to resell online. Now I said we wanted to get at least $100 in profit out of these items. I think we're gonna get pretty close, but not quite there. But once these things do sell, we should be able to make a pretty decent profit off those $20. So let me go ahead and show you what we ended up taking. So the first thing that we got was this here. It's a Starbucks, the You Are Here collection. And this one's actually from New York. So we ended up paying $3.49 was the original price tag on this. But again, we have a 20% off coupon. So this is the first item that we got. It looks like there's comps for this one between $15 and $26. So we should make somewhere between $12 and $15 profit. And the second item is this Pokemon plush. This is Teddy Ursa. It has like that corduroy material on it. We ended up paying $5.99 before the 20% off coupon. And here's the comps for this one. So it looks like these are selling anywhere between $15 and $20 plus shipping. So this one should also bring us in about $12 to $15 in profit. And then this one right here, I've been finding a lot of these brands lately. This one you've probably seen in a lot of my videos, but this one is the Cool brand. There is a logo right there. I currently have some pants and I think another shirt for sale in our store right now. This one is a size large flannel type button up. And we paid $3.49, and these are selling somewhere between $17 and $20 for these, and these usually do sell pretty fast. They have a pretty good sell-through rate. So this one should bring us in right around that $15 mark in profit. And then the last thing we got with our $20, we got two other items that we ended up paying separate for. I'm just gonna show you that just because we got them here. But we ended up buying this one here. This is the last thing. This one we paid up a little for. This one was $7.49. You can see there's three different, or maybe you can't see, but there's 3 different figures in here. These are Power Ranger figures. This one right here, it has articulating arms and the feet. I know you can't see it too good, but this one alone, there is a sold comp for $20 on this one. We haven't really looked up these right here, but either way, these 2 will be complete profit once this one is sold. So again, $7.49. I think we ended up paying less than $5 with a 20% off coupon. So this one right here is going to probably bring us in about $30 in profit, maybe more depending on what these 2 sell for, but this one should do pretty good for us right here. And then let me go ahead and grab these other items that we bought here. Now this first one is actually going to be for one of our kids, I think, if he does want it. But this one, I thought it was pretty cool, so I just wanted to show you. This is a Pokemon shirt. It's actually from 1999. Let me see if you're able to see it right there, 1999. And it does have that vintage Pokemon tag as well. So there's a graphic in the front, and then in the back is that right there. So this one we paid $4.99. Again, we're probably just going to end up keeping it, but if we did want to sell it, I think they were selling somewhere around $20 to $24 for this one. But again, this is not part of that original $20. But I wanted to show you this and one more item here that we picked up. Now, we've never purchased this type of thing before, but I have been seeing in a lot of people's videos that they buy these things and they do actually sell pretty good. This is a handmade quilt. I'm just gonna stand back and show you. I'm not gonna unfold the whole thing, but it is pretty huge and it has like the 3D flowers and stuff there. So we paid, I don't know where the price tag is on this thing, but we paid here it is right here, $10.99. And these sell constantly on eBay for around $50. So this is gonna bring us in a nice profit. This one and the Pokemon shirt that we got, we actually had a little bit of thrifting money put aside from a few other sales that we had. So this is what we're buying with the profits on that sale. So I'll keep you guys updated on a future video about this and if this ends up selling for the full price of around $50. Now those first 4 items that you saw is what we were able to pick up with those original $20. So I highly recommend that you guys do this to get started and to get the ball rolling on your business. Now, if you're not too big on thrift stores or you just feel like your thrift stores are way too overpriced to make a profit, then I highly recommend checking out this video right here.